Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I just hopped out of the shower, hence my hair is wet and in a bun. And I thought I'd share my morning skincare routine with you guys for today. It's mostly stays the same, but I do occasionally vary a few of the products depending on how my skin is feeling. So in the morning, I generally just do a very simple, quick cleanse. I usually go over with a micellar water by Biologique Recherche, or I will use the Serum Hydrating cleanser, which is what I use today in the shower. It's very hydrating and it's got ceramide. It's great for the barrier of the skin, and I have it in the big bottle because I sometimes use it on my littlest who has eczema, just as her body wash. So I will typically either use either of those in the morning unless my skin is looking particularly dull and blotchy perhaps, and it needs a bit more of a perk up, and then I'll use the Biologique Recherche ViPO2. So I usually use these Intrinsics Petite Silken Wipes in the 2x2 inches size. I get these from Amazon, Amazon AU. It's great, and it's much less wasteful for your product to use a gauze than a cotton round. Just use 4 to 5 drops of the P50. So you don't swipe, you gently press onto your skin. You're trying to get into the wrinkles, and also you don't go too fast because you don't want to just get the alpha hydroxy acids and not the balancing, hydrating, nourishing ingredients that P50 has for your skin. I pay special attention to my chin area, which is where I get occasional hormonal breakouts, and you follow the contours of your face. Try not to go over one area more than once, and I pay special attention on my nose area as well. Also avoiding the lips and eye area. You can use it around there maybe once or twice a week, but not more than that because obviously the skin is much thinner there. And then any leftovers you can clean, turning inside out, and either clean the inside or the back of your ears, the back of your hands, and even on your elbows. Then after 2 to 3 minutes of letting the P50 lotion do its thing, it's exfoliating, but it's also hydrating and nourishing and balancing your skin. Then I will go in with an essence. So either the Biologique Recherche L'Oxygénante or the Tatcha The Essence, which has this very cute bamboo spout, and you pour into your palms of your hand, and it really is hydrating and plumping and nourishing. You can either spray it directly onto your face, or sometimes I like to just spritz directly into the palms of my hand, 2 to 3 spritzes, and then just pat on my face like you would an essence. And it's very hydrating. It's got it's not just your ordinary mist. It's got hyaluronic acid, silk extracts, some lactic acid, some salicylic acid, very gentle vitamin C from kiwi fruit, and it's also got an oxygenating complex like the ViPO2, so it really boosts the radiance and circulation and brings oxygen back into your skin. So next I either go with my quintessential serums, which are the water-based serums by Biologique Recherche, or I've been trying to replace, instead of using the 3 serums in the morning, I will actually use the Victoria Beckham Augustinus Bader serum, which is this one here, and just use this one serum in the morning just to be a bit quicker. And you only need, they say, 3 to 4 drops of this product. However, if you live in dry areas or have particularly dehydrated skin, both of which I do, so I live in the driest state in Australia, and I have very dehydrated skin, so they said they recommended I could use a few extra drops, and you just press it onto your skin. So this is really rehydrating but also protecting. It's really to strengthen the health of your skin. So I like using it in the day and use the more reparative Biologique Recherche serums at night time. After that, I will use the Serum Pigment 400 2 or 3 pumps. So this serum is to help target hyperpigmentation and also prevent hyperpigmentation. I found it is particularly good on post inflammatory hyperpigmentation. I know sunspots have been there for longer and the damage started much earlier, so it takes much more work. I like to use the Naturium Vitamin C Face Oil. Biologique Recherche don't recommend using harsh vitamin C, very strong vitamin C's products with their skincare, but this is a very stable and oil soluble and gentle form of vitamin C. So I've been trying it with Biologique Recherche and it seems to be doing okay. So I like that it's in a face oil because I always need extra hydration, extra moisturization as well. And because they actually recommend using this underneath the moisturizer, I think it's slightly more of a serum than an actual heavy-duty oil to help brighten the skin and give antioxidant protection. But I just got this last week, which is the Biologique Recherche Creme Splendide, which is actually their old formulation. I know they're reformulating this, but I quickly snagged this while I could. It's got the spleen extract, which is in the serum splenodermine, as well as the serum colostrum, which I like to use as well. So it's the highest level of hydration in terms of serum is the serum colostrum, and splenodermine is a serum that is for firming the skin. And unfortunately, they are discontinuing that serum, so I also bought that quickly before it becomes unavailable. And instead of splenodermine, you will then use the Tenso, which is their plant-based version of that serum. Always in upward motions and under the chin for that extra, hopefully, firming effect. And usually in the morning I do like to give myself a little mini lymphatic drainage massage when I'm cleansing my skin. So I did a very, very quick one in the shower. It doesn't have to be that long. Also, eye cream. So I have the Creme Contour des Yeux in VIPO2, which is great to bring back oxygen to your to the area around your eye, and it's very nourishing. So they don't recommend you use their eye creams at nighttime, and just stick to serums at nighttime and the eye cream during the day. So making sure you're very gentle. You can. This is already a slight lymphatic drainage massage, so good to drain away the excess fluid and depuff your eyes, all the lymph nodes underneath your eyebrows. And here you can do just a few little pumps, gentle pumps, not plumps. Also, I like to pat around the crow's feet area, and anchoring your skin so you don't tug at it. You can gently increase circulation again. I have very, very dark circles, so I need all the help you can get. And I also purchased their Creme Contour des Yeux Biofixine, which is great for under eye lines. That with their Serum Elastin and Serum Placenta almost erased my under eye lines. The Biofixine range is absolutely amazing. I've got their cream mask as well, and that also overnight will really erase the forehead lines. But I did notice that so far that the effects are relatively temporary, and I hear that the effects can be accumulative, and I'm hoping that's the case, so that it'll be a more long-lasting effect. So I've done my moisturizer. Now I'm going to go in with their finishing serum, which is the Serum Yellow 2. I have a few of the different serums, but because I feel extra dehydrated, this one's great for dehydrated skins. It's very, very rich in hyaluronic acid, and you only need about 4 drops. You can apply them directly, making sure you don't touch the tip onto your skin. And this one's in the fridge, so it's a little bit thicker and stiffer. So I like to put here. And I also love their Fluid VIPO2 finishing serum, but that one's about to run out. So if I'm using the Fluid VIPO2, I often mix it with my Serum de Teint, which is from Biologique Recherche, but this one has a tint to it, so it's not quite foundation. The coverage is incredibly sheer, and I have it in the number 2, which a little pale and yellow for my skin, but number 3 was a bit dark and too pink. I didn't like the pink tones, so ideally I would mix the two, but it is already quite hefty in terms of price tag, so I just went for the number 2, and then I will bronze up my skin with my makeup. So I just use one pump. I will sometimes mix it with Creme Vernix or Fluid Vea Pure 2, but I'll apply this today. I'll just use it directly with my fingers, and then I'll show you how I spread it out with the I should probably put here as well. So this brush has a really interesting shape. If you can see it, kind of got a teardrop. It's quite tapered at the top, so it can really get into your in the contours of your face, and it spreads the product really nicely. I actually love this brush, and I also use it to apply to spread my stick foundation when I use it. So it's great for this under eye area as well. It's just so slim and thin and tapered, and all the way to the edge. And you can also go down here, but it's very protective. It protects you against blue light, and also locks in all that skincare goodness that you just applied. It locks it in so that, you know, sometimes you apply skincare and after a few hours you're looking like it's all gone and you feel very dull. This helps, and this one and any other finishing serum like the Serum Y'all will help lock in that goodness, amplify the benefits that you put underneath this finishing serums, and keep it for the rest of the day until you wash your face off at nighttime. So after this I will use a sunscreen, and I'll show you which one I use. So it's this sunscreen, the Ava Isa Sun E Serum, Sunny Serum Drops with 25% zinc oxide, and it's actually a serum, and it feels very liquid. You need about half a pump or a nickel dime or whatever you call it amount, and I've posted about this before. It feels like a dry face oil. It feels like an oil, but then it'll dry down, and it gives no white cast whatsoever. And it normally it doesn't make my foundation peel, but it has today. Not sure what I approached today. That's a bit different. So it does look, I don't know if you can tell, but I do have a bit of a sheen, but it will dry down to a demi matte. And that's my skincare for today. So I will now apply a little bit of makeup. I love the Westman Atelier Vital Skin Foundation, which has this beautiful magnetic packaging. I've been using it for over a year and a half now, and I've had to go down quite a few shades because I finally started using SPF last year, and I have noticed my complexion has been going lighter and lighter. So instead of swiping a lot of product, I like to just press where I need it, and I don't use this as a foundation per se, in that I use it more as a concealer. The number 4, I almost use it like a color corrector. It's very close to my skin color. It's a little dark, but it's the very peach toned, so it's great to counteract the darkness that I get underneath the eyes. As you can probably see, I have very bad ones. And I use it around the nose. I also have a mole that I had removed, so that you can see there. It's been a few months now, so it's healing. Where else? I've also been getting a little bit of either rosacea, some little pink bumps. I don't know if it's rosacea or just sensitivity, but I do flush quite easily. And then I'll use on any post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. I actually use an eyeshadow brush. It's a Hakuhodo J5522. Very little one to blend out, tap in, because quite often I find that if I use my finger, I am removing more product than I am pushing in. So I try to be gentle. If I feel like I need more, it still gives you a really nice natural skin finish. Your skin looks like skin, and unlike other foundations, I actually find that my skin looks even better as this wears on, instead of worse. So actually it looks glowier and more dewy, but not in a bad way. it still looks covered, especially with all that skincare underneath, and even more so with finishing serums. But even before I started using that, this foundation just really looks and wears beautifully during the day for me anyway. So I have a few different shades, and Gucci does recommend mixing two or three shades, I think two, realistically, because our face is not just one color, and to make it look more natural, you want to mix the different tones that you have in your face. For example, you might be more yellow in the middle, more peach tone somewhere else, or vice versa. I'm really just dabbing a very small amount. I don't like looking like I've got foundation on. I want skin to look like skin, and it just does it. And this is her face trace contour stick in Biscuit. She only has one shade, so it's a very cool tone, and I go from the top of my ear up to about here. You don't want to go too far in, otherwise you look very drawn and haggard, and also not too low, because we want to lift our face, especially if you're my age. So just gentle, and it blends really easily, so you can't really stuff this up. I don't always do that, but, and just to see how, just want to show you how easily you can blend this in. I don't always do my jawline now that I use microcurrent. That has helped so much with my jawline. And I don't always do my nose, but let's do it just to show you and look a bit freaky with my traced on lines. And I absolutely love Gucci Westman's blender brush. I have 3 of her original first 3 brushes, and if I were to just purchase one, this would be it. This one you use absolutely every day, and you can use for pretty much all her products. I love this. And you see how that just melts into the skin. So for those people who are scared of contour, this is the product for you. And it's got skincare benefits. It's really, really creamy. If you don't have to draw as much as I did just now. I don't normally use that much, but just for you guys. So it's really natural. If anything, I think I rubbed it off too much, but I'll show you that super little tinted highlighter. It's the Pot of Rose, which is her most recent release, and it's got this beautiful rosy, it looks more bronzy here, but it's a very pinky rosy color with a bit of I would say almost silver kind of sheen to it. I wouldn't say shimmer, because there's no shimmer particles, especially once you apply it. It's very subtle. So for those people who are paler than me, this will show up more. This is the one I have to be the most heavy-handed of the 3, because it is quite light on me. So I really like to use this one as you would a highlighter right on the top of my cheekbones, whereas the other ones I kind of carve out under. So I'll show you the next one. And this is the Pot de Pêche, which is a bit more peachy rosy kind of color, and this one really is great to add dimension back into your face, especially if you've used a full face of foundation and your face is looking a bit flat. This one just the light is making everything disappear, but this is so great. You can layer all of them on top of each other. They're that blendable, and they're sheer enough that you can do that, and they all work really well together. So again, I like to carve out and add dimension. I put a little bit there. You can even put on your eyelids, on the top of your nose if you like. You probably can't see the color because of the lighting, but I love this one, and I will show you Pot de Soleil. This one's Pot de Soleil, which is definitely more peachy bronzy, very much bronzy kind of color, a bit of a gold tone, although more bronze than gold. Now this one I have to be more careful. In the beginning I was like, oh, it's not showing up on me, but then when I swipe too much, I can see this very dark color, and this one, especially around this area, will highlight my pores, so I make sure to stay away from that area. But this one just gives you that very beautiful summery kind of look, but I still use it throughout winter. I use the Pot de Pêche or Pot de Soleil pretty much every day that I wear makeup. If there's one product of her line that's my favorite, it will be this one. This and her Vital Skin foundation, but especially the super loaded tinted highlighters. They're absolutely beautiful, and again, skincare benefits. Next up, I like to curl my lashes before I do any eye makeup because I don't like getting the eye makeup onto my curlers. So I'll just go grab it. It's the Surat Releve Lash Curler, which is this one here. And for decades, I used the Shu Uemura curler, and it was great. And then I couldn't find their replacement, and I tried Kevin Kwa, which was even better for my eye shape than Shu Uemura, but then I heard this was the best one of all for Asian eyes, and it really is a game changer. I wish I had known about this one earlier. So it's really well calibrated so that you can't over crimp your lashes, and it's the flattest of them all, so it really suits my Asian eyes because it reaches all the lashes, and you can go right up to the root of your lashes. So I remember clicking onto this video saying how to use an eyelash curler, and I thought, who doesn't know how to use an eyelash curler? And then jokes on me, because after watching that I was like, oh, I don't know how to use an eyelash curler, because they suggest this especially for Asian lashes which are very straight. Mine don't point downwards but are not too bad, but this works on very straight Asian lashes. This technique is to, as you would normally, well, this is what I used to do for decades, is curl the base and gently release and press until the end, and then you do it again, but this time you pivot the lash curler. I don't know if you can see, I'll go sideways, and you pivot it from out and you're releasing. You don't tug at your lashes, you press and release, and you do the same from this side. So then you're really getting a natural curl. I've never gotten crimping from my lashes. You know, sometimes you get that look. This really looks curled and it goes all around. So I always get freaked out when I watch other people curl their lashes. So hopefully I'm not freaking out too many people. Also, I usually go right up to the mirror, but I don't want to scare you guys as well. So, and this really helps keep my lashes curled for the whole day. And the mascara that I use daily is usually the Ilia Limitless mascara, and that one really is lightweight and helps keep a curl. But I think today, because I can't find it, I'm going to use the Westman Atelier I Love You mascara. But before I do that, I'm not very good at doing very elaborate eye makeup, but I have been using, okay, I pulled out the other end by accident, and this is the second one I've done that too. So I've got this little itsy bitsy pencil, and I do have two more backups, but I'll just use this today. And I like to line from the inside of my eye. It's the bronze liner, so it's a Kajal liner, which is super creamy. It's more like an eye crayon or stick eyeshadow almost. It's so creamy, but in pencil form. So I love just lining the inside of my eyes on the outer third corner of my eyes. I have very round eyes, so what I try to do is make it a little bit bigger by pulling this down and this up this way, following Ray Morris's, who's an Australian makeup artist, her technique to help create a larger eye and also make it not as round. So it can be quite messily applied because I blend it out with a brush. Okay, so I found a full-sized proper version of the Victoria Beckham pencil to show you guys. So it's got the pencil on one end, and this bronze color is just beautiful. It's a great alternative to browns and blacks. It's much softer and better at not closing the eye, and it's got the little sponge tip at the other end, but I find it a little too rough for my eye area. So I prefer going in with a pencil brush, and this is by Suku. It's the M brush, I'm not quite sure. And I just smudge it all around, but especially pulling this side down and inside to make it not as round. And then also up here, and then blending out here. So what I'm trying to do is bring this out and down to help extend the eye somewhat. And it blends so beautifully. So I also ordered it in cocoa, which is the brown, and hopefully it doesn't take too long to arrive. So I might put a little bit more. I've been using the Ilia mascara for almost, is it 2 years? I'm not sure. And I use that daily. But I wanted to show you this beautiful Westman Atelier mascara. And it's quite different in terms of packaging, and it's really clean. Gucci worked really hard to get all she wanted in a mascara, but with clean ingredients. This one is really inky and black, and is not as natural a finish as the Ilia. So for me, the Ilia is great for everyday, really defined, elongated lashes that feel soft but look long and separated. I love that look. This one is much darker, and I find more volumizing, as more of a going out mascara for me anyway, because normally in my day-to-day I look very minimal in my makeup, or I try to anyway. Okay, and if you stuff up like me and get some on your skin, don't panic like I used to. I used to try to smudge it and then in the end make a big mess. Instead, I just wait a minute or so and then go over it with a Q-tip, and it just brushes right off without making a mess. So Andrea Ali taught me this technique, not me, but everyone through her videos, to curl while you close your eyes, and that also helps push the eyelashes up, so that even without an eyelash curler, this will curl my lashes. So this just makes it stay even more. And because my mirror is far, far away from me, I've got mascara all over my eyelids, so I'm gonna go get a Q-tip and clean it up. Okay, so once it's dried, it just comes off so much better without smudging and making a big mess. And you'll probably already know this, but when I found this out, I was like, what? How did I not know that earlier? I also like to clean in here and here, because sometimes I get the eyeshadow to smudge everywhere, and I don't want those areas to be darker. In fact, I might. So to do a bit extra concealing, I've got my Hakuhodo J005H brush, which I think was more for lining, but I actually found that it's really great to apply concealer in smaller areas without being a little point brush. The light is making me extra dark. I might turn on the light a little closer. So instead of applying bright eyeshadow or highlighter like a lot of people do on the corners of my eyes, I just like to use a lighter concealer here, and then go again on where the hollow is. And because my eyes go down, very round eyes and hooded, I like to brighten this area up, because then my eye is closer to a more almond kind of shape. Okay, now this light is making me look a bit like a raccoon with that 5522 Hakuhodo brush. I love their brushes. Gucci uses Hakuhodo to make her brushes as well, except hers are vegan, and the ones that I bought pretty much not. So see how my eyes were a bit looking sadder before, and now I've lifted it a little bit with just applying concealer in the right spots. And my right eye is always worse than my left, so I need to put a bit more here. And you can even go up here instead of highlighter with whatever's left over. Probably should have done brows first, but I've got this beautiful Gucci eye powder brush, and it's got this, I love the brush on it. I got it in 3, which is a light brown, and it's a little warm for my brows. I did purposely get a lighter shade than my brows. My brows are pretty much black, but my hair is actually a slightly reddish brown. So I try to make sure my brows are not too dark because they look a bit weird with my natural hair color. But I think the pencil, I think I should have gone slightly cooler toned. But it still looks really natural, especially after you brush through it. And I'm not very good with my brows, like many other people. I overplucked them in the 90s and they never quite grew back. So one trick I saw is to just add a little bit and lift it up by, say, 1 or so millimeters, by just doing a little extra at the top to lift up your face. Now they're looking a bit heavy, although this lighting is making everything look a bit darker than it is. And any hairs that I'm missing, which is a lot, but just the bigger areas, I go in with the Glossier Boy Brow. I have brown and black. The one I just happened to pick up is brown. I usually try to do the dual tone so it looks more natural. So the reason why I do the pencil first and then the pen is that with the pen, I find I try to fill in too much and then I make a big mess and end up looking like Groucho Marx. Well, I just did a mess there because I looked down. I don't usually do too much, but now I've got a bit much. I might clean that up. And if you go quick, you can fix it with just your finger. And just add a few more at the end where it's a little sparse. And some flicks. Not too much, because otherwise you don't want this area to be too dark, but just where you're missing a few hairs. Or many, like me. Now I don't always use blush because the super loaded tinted highlighters to me are kind of like a highlighter, bronzer, blush kind of thing in one. But when I want a little bit of extra pop, I just thought I'd show you the M Cosmetics Serum Blush Drops. This is in Peachy Peach, which is one of the new release colors. And the dropper system is not the best. It's quite hit and miss actually. So you're meant to use just 1 drop for both cheeks. And oh, now I got a drop, so that's probably too much. And that's got a little bubble there, pop. And I like using the RMS cheek to cheek. Oops, that's way too much. Cheek to cheek to apply it. Usually I would blend it out with this brush, but I'm gonna have to buff it off. Sorry, the lighting it's a dreary day. It's 14 degrees Celsius and feels like winter, but it's spring. But it's raining. And I've lost all the lights I've got. So I just like to apply on the apples of my cheeks right here. Not any closer than 2 fingers to your nose and not any lower than your nose, especially if you want to look more youthful. And this is way more than I would normally use. I feel like I did end up losing a little bit of that sheen that I had from my sunscreen. So I love to have a very glossy, dewy kind of cheek rather than shimmery. So I love the Chanel Biosensible in transparent. I also have it in golden, but that's quite bronzy, and I like this completely transparent one. And I ordered the rose color that was just released just recently, and it's on its way to me. But transparent is just my favorite. The Westman Atelier stick is also great, but that one has a bit of an iridescence, whereas this one just gives you that wet, well, dewy, really dewy look, which the Westman Atelier almost lilac, pinky kind of shift to it, and I love it, but for a very dewy, glowy, wet, glossy kind of look. Without being an actual gloss that's sticky, I like the Chanel. And that's it. You probably can't even see what my makeup looks like now because of the light, and I look very red. So that's the mole I took out. This is a chickenpox scar. I might do a lipstick. I'll come back. So I've got quite a bit on today, so I'm going to go very light in my lipstick, and I've got this beautiful Gucci Painted Veil Rouge à Lèvres Voile. So it's the sheer lipstick, and it looks like this. I've only tried it a few times. It's a beautiful color. And there's the doorbell. Let me know if you'd like me to share any more of these kind of videos, any products that you'd like me to review that I've shared on Instagram that you'd like to see being worn. Let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.